Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Everyone wants the Emirates NBA Cup.
And things are heating up.
30 teams started. Bang! But only 8 have advanced to the single elimination knockout rounds. To survive, they'll have to be hungry, relentless, ruthless.
Are you kidding me?
They all want the cup, but only one team can claim it. Who will capture the cup? Emirates NBA Cup semifinals, Saturday on Prime.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And it's Friday, December 12th, 2025, 13 days from Christmas. But it doesn't really seem like it's the holiday time of year. Good morning, folks. Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach us live right now, 800-848-9222. I talk for a living, but there are times when I am at a loss of words. Death is never easy to deal with. And a member of our team, who you often hear on air with me, Tony Atwood, has lost his elderly mother. Tony is an unsung hero. What you folks don't know is when I met Tony a few years ago, I found out then that he was taking care of his elderly mother. After every shift or working all night long, Tony would somehow go home 5, 6 in the morning and couldn't really get any good sleep because he had to take care of his mom. He had to make sure she was okay, had to make sure she had food. And Tony did that with pride each and every day, and especially on the holidays. He never complained, not once. I have to live my life. Tony, just like a man's man, did what he had to do. And as I have often said, I take a nap between shows. I have to. The 3 p.m. show we do, and now. And at 9:52 tonight, I received an email from Tony, and he said, "Hey, Dominic, I just want to let you know that my mother gained her wings." I'm sorry, Tony, but you are a good man, and you have been such a dutiful son. Folks, appreciate life. You know, it's never, ever, ever guaranteed. The headline at this hour, you cannot make this up. A tourist stabbed inside Macy's on 34th Street by a crazed homeless woman during this busy holiday season. A tourist repeatedly stabbed by a crazed homeless woman inside Macy's Herald Square, 34th Street, just hours ago. This is according to police. The 38-year-old California victim was shopping with her husband, right? So we know during the holiday times, Macy's on 34th Street, it's very crowded, and the tourist was knifed in the back, shoulder, and arm in a 7th floor bathroom of the flagship store in Midtown, and this happened approximately 3:13 p.m. just hours ago. So the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to her back and a laceration on her right arm in the bathroom by a homeless person. And so I will say, probably what very few will, what are homeless people doing inside Macy's? Oh, they have civil liberties. They have rights, Dominic. They're just like anybody else. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. You can't let homeless people walk around Macy's. Now, maybe security were not able to easily obtain as to whether the woman that did the stabbing was homeless. But surely you can tell she's mentally deranged, and I don't know what the policy is of Macy's. But now you have to have a policy as it relates to the homeless population. And you have to be ready for the lawsuits for the lawyers that come representing them, declaring that you violated their civil rights. How low do we have to go? 800-848-9222. Looking at some of the emails that are coming in, Dara here says, now we can't even go into the ladies' room in Macy's without worrying about being stabbed. Guess they'll have to hire a policewoman to sit there and watch whoever acts out like this. There are cleaning ladies, but no police. Really sad. That is from Dara. So a tourist, it can't get any worse. It's almost like when Brian Watkins was stabbed to death from Utah on the subway many years ago. It's horrible when it's one of us, but it's magnified 1,000 times when it is a tourist. And it greatly impacts tourism dollars to come to the city, because this woman from California can't even go to the ladies' room in peace, stabbed by a homeless woman, a homeless person. 11,888. 11,888. President Trump says that's how many murderers have come into our country. Migrants, illegals. We'll get to that. But if you want to know what is wrong with the Democrat Party, 2 examples to make my point. Listen to this. Congresswoman Julie Johnson. She says the National Guard members, the one that were recently stabbed, one shot in the head and chest and she died, the other one still fighting for his life. She says they were shot from that terror attack because people are frustrated.
You can't just snatch somebody walking into a coffee shop because of the color of their skin. There's no probable cause for that. And also that you will get due process. And that is not happening. And so you're seeing is an overwhelming frustration of the American people in this country, that the lack of respect and regard for the rule of law by this administration, and in particular by this secretary, is at a level that we have never seen and violates all of the constitutional norms and all of the principles of legal fairness in this country. And you're seeing that manifest itself in threats to law enforcement and bubbling over because people are frustrated. And they are channeling that frustration because the administration is not listening.
No, Congresswoman, the American people are frustrated with losers like you. That's the truth. Plain and simple. You need to call it a day and go do something else for a living. Second example of how you know what's wrong with the Democrat Party. A name that you may recall, Congresswoman LaMonica McIver. Remember her of Newark, New Jersey? She's the one that got into it with an ICE officer at a Newark, New Jersey facility, outside the facility, and was pushing the federal officer and shoving the federal officer. And as a result, she was indicted. Well, she confronted Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem at a House Homeland Security Committee oversight hearing in D.C., and this is the first time that the two have come face to face since she was charged with assaulting that ICE officer in the spring.
Again, this is not just about you. Don't want you to think this is just a pick on you day. This is about the Trump administration that has turned DHS into a political weapon. So I'll ask you this. Is Trump embarrassed by your tenure, or is this exactly the kind of god-awful leadership he wants at DHS? Yes or no?
Ma'am, we've already conducted more oversight visits.
No. It's a yes or no. Yes or no. Okay, Secretary Noem, this is my time to talk, not your time to talk. I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time. Chair, I reclaim my time. Secretary Noem, DHS is breaking the law, hiding information from Congress, and shutting out oversight. So let me ask you, how can the American people trust your department with you at the helm with this kind of behavior?
The American people absolutely trust this department to keep them safe. And we are showing that every day by the support we get across the country, the amount of people that we're recruiting to all of our different agencies.
Thank you, Secretary Noem. Do you agree that using DHS resources to target members of Congress is an abuse of power?
Excuse me, would you say that
You
again?
would have heard me if you stopped talking and listened to my questions.
Crazy,
Do you agree that using DHS resources to target members of Congress is an abuse of power?
We are not doing that. We are out there enforcing the law, doing our work, and we are allowing oversight.
Of course, we're not going to get any answers. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Wow. Let's start with your telephone calls, 800-848-9222. We'll get to President Trump in just a moment. Let's start with a blast from the past, if you will. Teddy in Yonkers, line 2. Teddy, first of all, how are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm going to the cardiologist tomorrow. My sister's got dementia. I think I mentioned that to you. She fell again on Thanksgiving. She had to go to Jacoby Hospital, the trauma center, to get 3 stitches in her forehead. And, Dominic, that's the way it is. I mean, she's got dementia. It's very hard for her to walk. Her balance has been affected with the dementia. It hit the brain. And my brother and I, we've getting her. She has 6 hours a day, 6 days a week for aid. But now we're increased it to, they accepted 7 days a week and 8 hours a day. That's a little more manageable. The aide will give her breakfast and make dinner for her. And then my brother's over there, coming over just to make sure everything's okay. And I come over there in the afternoon and check out things, and that's that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
How are you? I appreciate that, Dominic. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Teddy. We haven't heard from you in a while. What's on your mind?
I know. I've been dealing with what's going on to describe the world today, both locally, nationally, internationally. One word: chaotic. Okay? I don't like the left. I don't like Mandani. I don't like his hiring a felon who served 7 years in prison to deal with crime. Outrageous, repulsive, ludicrous. I don't like Trump and his narcissistic attitude. His displaying his omnipotent power. Anybody who disagrees with him, they're a rhino. In Indiana, he says maybe they should be primaried.
So did you like Biden?
Biden shouldn't. He was sick in his last 2 years, and it was hidden. I can acknowledge that to everyone who calls up, who's a big Trumpster. I acknowledge that, but I want the Trumpsters to acknowledge, and that includes you, Dom, and I want people to acknowledge the others, their own side. When you look in the mirror and you want to criticize the Democrats, and it's justified. I agree with you. I agree. But then you have to criticize your own. And if one can't do that, I'm going to say it, then keep your mouth shut.
So,
all right,
Teddy.
Yes, sir.
Teddy,
yes, sir.
You know, I'm late for a break, but we ran it over because we're glad to hear from you.
I appreciate that.
I don't want your blood pressure to go up, Teddy. I really don't. So
yeah, I'm going to the doctor tomorrow, the cardiologist.
All right, well, take it easy. Don't let your head explode. Okay. I'm telling you, Teddy, Trump
sir.
is going to go down as perhaps the greatest president in history.
Well,
You may not like his personality, but I love his personality. The way that he puts Ilhan Omar in her place. Okay,
that I like.
Okay, you like that part. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't like how he treats Zelensky, and he's telling Zelensky, you better accept this deal. Is he selling Zelensky down the drain?
No, he's trying to end the war.
But Putin is get everything practically.
And
we're the aggressor.
I hear you, but as far as Zelensky, you don't show up at the White House dressed the way that he was dressed. So he had to be put in his place. I mean,
that I agree with you, but I'm not talking about that, Dom. I agree with you on his choice of clothing. You're right. You're absolutely right, regardless of the president.
Teddy, listen, I got to toss to a break. Good luck with the cardiologist in the morning.
Okay.
Let us know how things are going.
I sure will.
I'm
Good
sorry to
talking
hear
to
about
you.
your sister and her dementia. Sometimes life can be very tough. Teddy from Yonkers, thank you for the call. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. Jay Kelly, the new film from Academy Award nominee Noah Baumbach. George Clooney stars as an actor confronting his past and present on a journey of self-discovery, alongside Adam Sandler as his devoted manager. Critics are calling it a declaration of love to the chaotic art of filmmaking, with the Wall Street Journal praising it as a transcendent comedy drama. Jay Kelly is now playing only on Netflix.
At IKEA, your dreams can come true. Well, maybe not the ones where you're being chased by a monster. We're talking about kitchen dreams. And there are IKEA products and solutions for all of them. Whether it's a whole new kitchen, a statement glassware set, or just new cutlery. If you got big dreams or small dreams in any size of budget, IKEA can help you bring them to life. Visit IKEA.us/dreamkitchen to learn more. Dream the possibilities.
Introducing Meta Ray-Ban Display, the world's most advanced AI glasses. With a full color display built into the lens of the glasses, it's there when you need it and gone when you don't. Send and receive messages, translate or caption live conversations, collaborate with Meta AI, and more. Be one of the first to try Meta Ray-Ban Display. Visit meta.com/Meta Ray-Ban Display to book a demo and find your pair.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
Juliana, listening in Australia. John Beckman on my Twitter wants to know why Macy's does not have metal detectors. I don't know, John, if that will help business. It may hurt business. People are very impatient like me. And if you think I'm going to stand for 5 seconds to wait to get into a store, you've got another thing coming, but you make a good point there. Let's go to Bob, line 4 in Yonkers. Bob, what's on your mind?
Thank you for taking the call, Dominic. Who cares what President Trump says? If people make statements about him that are untrue, doesn't he have a right to respond to that any way he wants to? And also, Dominic, these bleeding heart liberals are destroying this country. And if they were victims of crime, I wonder what song they'd be singing.
You got a point there, because what I'm thinking about, Bob, is that if I'm in Macy's and I'm stabbed, nobody, it's one of the things after this break I'm going to ask Matt Blaze about. Nobody thinks they're going to be a victim of crime until it actually happens. This poor woman from California with her husband in Macy's Herald Square to have a good time, to do some holiday shopping, and some homeless person in there stabs her repeatedly in the ladies' room. This is New York. This is crazy. There's no other way to say it. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, so brand new. Show me all the things PDFs can do. Do your work with ease and speed. PDF Spaces is all you need. Do hours of research in an instant with key insights from an AI assistant. Pick a template with a click. Now your prezzo looks super slick. Close that deal? Yeah, you won. Do that, doing that, did that, done. Now you can do that with Acrobat. Now you can do that with the all-new Acrobat. It's time to do your best work with the all-new Adobe Acrobat Studio.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana lets you buy your next car on your terms. Explore a massive inventory online, filter for what matters, and find your perfect match. Then choose delivery to your home or pick it up at one of Carvana's iconic car vending machines. Every car also comes with a 7-day money-back guarantee, so you can make sure it's the right fit. Buy your car on Carvana. Delivery or pickup fees may apply. Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
Carvana.
This episode is brought to you by McAfee.
I got a message that our flight was canceled. But they can put us on another flight, and we just need to confirm our credit card info.
Wait, I got a security alert from McAfee. It flagged that message as a scam.
McAfee's scam detector automatically spots and alerts you to suspicious texts, emails, and deepfake videos. Learn more at McAfee.com/online protection.
The Lincoln Wishlist sales event is happening now. Here's what's on everyone's wish list. Enjoying holiday jingles with brilliant 3D audio that surrounds you? Check. Watching snow flurries through the panoramic vista roof? Check. Packing up presents with the spacious Lincoln Splitgate? Check. Everything you want. All standard on the 2025 Lincoln Navigator SUV. Visit your local Lincoln retailer or learn more at Lincoln.com for exceptional offers on 2025 Lincoln vehicles today.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
For once, Congresswoman Haight Jasmine Crockett of Texas didn't have anything to say. She was asked on Capitol Hill, why was she dressed today like a, quote, total clown, and she ran away from the person asking the question after she was asked, why are you attempting to ghettoify the United States Senate?
Congresswoman, why are you attempting to ghettoify the United States Senate? Do you really think Republicans are going to vote for you, Congresswoman Crockett? How do you expect to win statewide in Texas if you don't have Republicans voting for you?
Response. Crockett, for once, kept on walking. Dominic Carter here with you, 800-848-9222. We see all of your calls. Please be patient with us, folks. We're going to try and get to as many as we can. First, I want to bring in Matt Blaze. So, Matt, me, you, Tony, a bunch of our other colleagues, we work together overnight. You become family, right? Yep. And that's true. Tony's hurting right now because he lost his mother. And one of the things I always respected about Tony, he's often on the air with me and you, and we're having a good time. But I respected the man the way he took care of his mother. He took care of his mother the way that the elderly should be taken care of in society. I mean, every holiday, he made sure he ordered special food for him to sit down and eat with her. Any reflections on Tony, the loss for Tony of his mom?
Yeah, there's a lot that people obviously don't know about. It's not something that we talk about on the air or really ever talked about. But there were times that, you know, when we would be working and he would get a call or a text from one of his relatives that would be watching his mom at the time, and he'd like, oh, something happened. And I'd say, oh, if you got to go, go. You know, don't worry about it here. I'll take care of it. And he'd say, no, it's okay. He's like, there's nothing really I could do right now. It's good. I said, you sure? Like you almost be like, no, I kind of want you to go, like, because I don't want you. And I would say, no, if you gotta go, go ahead. He's like, no, she's okay. and it's all good, but thank you. He'd always thank me, and I always say, listen, you got to take care of your mother. That's what you got to do. We could handle it back here, and he did. I know he would go home. He would take care of her. He'd sleep for a couple hours, come back. Because when you're taking care of somebody like that, you're the one there. He was her caretaker. So he was there for her all the time. So when something would happen, he was the one that was there. And he'd be here at night. And I know I've gotten calls where I never had to leave, but I know what it's like when you're here and we're doing what we do, and we're doing a live show and a lot of moving parts, and if I was to leave, what's going to happen? So he would always stay, and I always give it up to him for that, to be able to do both things at the same time, and to say, no, I'll go home and I'll take care of her, and he'd go to sleep, make her dinner, make her something to eat, and he really did the right thing as a son, which I don't know who else would do something like that. You would hope people do that, right?
Right. It's a tough situation. It was rough for me to see that email. We wish Tony well. And Tony, we're with you in spirit. Anything you need, you just let us know. Matt, let me switch topics here. Macy's, I'm thinking about Liz in Florida, and which she said on air with me and you, that she went to a cooking class at the same Macy's on 34th Street, and she had parked her car. And so inside Macy's, if you're just tuning in right now, a tourist from California, a woman was stabbed repeatedly in the women's bathroom on the 7th floor by a homeless person. Matt, none of us ever think that we can be a victim of crime. But I mean, what goes through your mind when we hear about stories like this?
The first thing I think about is you have a tourist from California. Think about this. They planned this trip probably for months.
Absolutely.
This trip that they're going to go to New York City. I don't know how many times they've been here, but still, it's a big deal to go on a trip to another city. Maybe even you love the city. Maybe you've been here before. Maybe you've never been here. And you go to New York, you're going to Macy's around Christmas time, which is it's a spectacle in itself. And then you get attacked. Now, their memory of New York City for the rest of their lives and their families, all they're going to think about is, so I went to New York and I got attacked.
Stabbed.
See what happens when you go to New York City? Because that was always the thing. We were growing up way back when it was like, oh, you go to New York, you're going to get robbed, you're going to get beaten up. And then the city got better, and now we're moving backwards. So you say, how do we stop this? And you said, why is there someone in Macy's? What are you doing in there? Are they loitering? And is it okay for security to walk up to somebody and say, why are you in here? What are you doing? Especially now you got to have security guards in the restrooms. Because what else you have to have somebody in the restroom now. Because they have security in the building, but now you got to have somebody guarding the restroom?
The door. I don't think legally you can put security personnel in the actual bathroom.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Talking about ridiculous, last night we talked about the situation with the coach at Michigan. Oh, my God, what a mess. Matt Blaze, one, you shouldn't have a mistress, right, as the coach apparently did. But two, how do you take your mistress and double her salary with the same job title? This thing is a mess.
Like you're just asking to be caught, right? You're just asking for it. So he's having the inappropriate relationship was with a staff member, which is against the rules of the university. Then this whole thing, why does it even come to light in the first place? Because the police were called for an alleged assault. That's how this got found out. It wouldn't have even been found out. So it's not even like they were like, why did so-and-so's salary get doubled? Let's check into that. No. That's not even what happened. What happened was the police were called to an assault with the coach, and I guess with her.
And he's in jail right now.
So because of
court
the
appearance
assault
in a few hours.
And then they look into it and they go, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, they were having a relationship, which now you know other people had to have known.
Of course. And you have to say, Coach, to your wife and kids, you just blew the remaining $15 million left on your contract for an affair?
And the embarrassment that the family now has because he's the coach of a major university football team. So anything that happens, there's going to be media attention. It's not like he was just a high school coach or some high school football team somewhere, wherever. This is a big university. And
that won the national championship a few years ago.
Right. So when you become the coach, there's a lot of media attention all the time on you. It's a big deal. College football is a major deal in the United States. So you know there's going to be attention on you. So why would you even at all have a mistress, period?
With the type of money that you're making.
Yeah, like why would you put any of that in jeopardy? Because let's say it wasn't a staff member. Let's say there was no, in that way, inappropriate behavior, just a mistress, just somebody else. What if you get found out by anybody, comes to light, you're probably going to get fired just because the university doesn't want to employ somebody like that.
And that's why even at our level, there are moral clauses in our contracts. And they say, thank you, Matt Blaze, they say whatever's in the dark shall come to light. I like your LL Cool J T-shirt on you got there. I still, between you and Tony, I'm going to go to the telephone calls in a second. I want to know, how do you guys keep your shirts where they're never wrinkled? I mean, I got to move on, but do you iron them all the time? How do you keep them where they never have wrinkles?
Right out of the laundry, they get folded. So they're folded when they're still warm.
Okay, and that gets rid of the wrinkles. Okay, so makes sense. Let's go back to the telephone calls, 800-848-9222. Let's go to Sherman, line 5 in Manhattan. Sherman, what's on your mind?
A few things. God bless Teddy dealing with his sister. It's very noble, reasonable, and righteous. But when you step into this arena, I'm going to focus on the comments he's always making about Trump. He's a Trump hater. He is not reasonable and logical. All presidents, most of them, in my opinion, have a level of narcissism to one degree or another. I think the top of the bunch would be Obama, Clinton,
absolutely,
Biden. Thank you, Bush, Jr. They all appear to be narcissistic to an extent. You have to be to an extent to want to be in the limelight, and
like that.
Trump is the most right. So Trump is the most reasonable of the bunch, the most intelligent, the most successful private businessman of all of them put together. Especially Obama, I'm going to give it to him every time because he's a fraud. All he cared about was himself and getting him and his wife wealthy. And so
I agree with you.
Thank you so much. So Teddy is full of it. He's always talking generality, very general. He can't get specific on what Trump is doing to damage our country. The same venom and hatred that he always comes right back to with Trump, he never has with Biden. This is what he said about Biden real quick. Oh, he was sick in his last 2 years. Regardless of you said, what about his whole history as a politician? What about him doing the eulogy at that supremacist, that Southern supremacist funeral? He doesn't get into that. What about all those soldiers that died in Afghanistan with that coward punk withdrawal that Biden was implementing? He doesn't speak about that. But that general nonsense about how Trump is a narcissist is absurd. That's the weakest. If that's the best he's got nothing.
I couldn't agree more, Sherman, with what you just said. As you know, Sherman, there's a time and a place for everything. And Teddy's going through a lot right now. So with his sister and dementia and so on, and having lost his girlfriend within the last 6 months. So
I've been listening.
Yeah, so I wouldn't.
Can I say this though?
But you're right. If you're going to jump into the arena, if you're going to jump into the frying pan, you better be able to bring it. And so I hear
say
you.
This really quick?
Go ahead.
And Ukraine is an absurd. I am tired of seeing people flying foreign flags in their apartment windows, especially with the Ukraine situation, I would like to see a law where you can't fly any flags except the American flag, the Mexican flag, the Ukrainian flag, the Puerto Rican flag. I'm so tired, specifically with Ukraine. Ukraine is a basket place in terms of they offer nothing to the world. The leader of Ukraine is an ex-comedian. He's alleged to be funneling arms to other countries, other terrorist groups. He's lining his pockets. He's a multi-billionaire at this point, and he was never a billionaire before he became president of Ukraine. So we should be supporting our own country first. We should not be involved with any foreign conflict. We could have free education here if we were funneling the money to us first instead of Ukraine. It's absurd that we have any more patience with that place over there. They don't care about us. I don't care about them. I care about American people.
I agree with you, Sherman. I mean, well, the U.S. is on a world stage, but I agree that, as President Trump says, America first. Sherman, as always, thank you for the wonderful call. Let's go to Pittsburgh, line 1, and Anthony. Anthony, how are you?
Hanging in there, buddy, even though it's cold and snowy and it feels like January.
So wait, you got some snow right now in Pittsburgh?
Oh, yeah, we had flurries again today. It looks like Christmas outside.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
No, except that it's only like 15 degrees tonight, maybe.
Ew. What's on your mind, Anthony?
Before I get to my point, just let Teddy know I'll say a prayer for him when I go to Mass on Sunday, because I had to take care of my mom with her dementia, so I know what he's going through. And anyway, Dominic, why is it that it seems like it's only black women in Congress, like Summer Lee and Presley and Jasmine Crockett and Cory Bush got voted out? Why are they seem like they're the only ones that complain so much about white men?
You want to know the truth?
I don't. Just tell me.
In the hood, it's called pimping because they can ride. It's a polarizing issue, and they feel they can ride it all the way to the top. Look at all the attention that Jasmine Crockett gets, right? Including from myself. She is now running for the Senate. Hopefully, she won't come close to winning, but they do it because it's a way to stand out, to differentiate themselves from their colleagues, but it's racially polarizing. It's wrong. It's not the American way. Plus, they do it as a way of putting their thumb in your eye historically.
Yeah, and she's just so wrong with talking about, who's not oppressed. Well, and maybe she doesn't know who built the Transcontinental Railroad, but they used Chinese coolies and Irish mix, and they were treated horribly, absolutely horribly when they beat that, when they built that. And she was talking about lynchings one time. She probably doesn't even know that the largest mass lynching in this country was of Italians in New Orleans in the 1890s.
I hear you, Anthony, and she probably does not know that. Because it's you, we extended the segment for a full minute and a half, so I have to end it there. Time for a break. I am coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This is Charlie. He's my part rescue dog, part whirlwind. Half of his breakfast always ends up on the floor. And he leaves fur everywhere. That's why I grabbed the Bissell Power Clean Fur Finder. It's cordless, powerful, and actually finds fur you don't even see. If you've got a pet like Charlie, you've got fur everywhere. The Power Clean Fur Finder gets that. Discover how Power Clean Fur Finder makes pet cleanups effortless at Bissell.com.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... there, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Every leap in American history
has needed breakthrough energy.
Ignition, liftoff.
Now, AI is here, and Chevron is working to power it. We're aiming to develop multi-gigawatt power plants near data centers, designed with future pathways to lower carbon intensity. AI gets the power it needs, communities get the jobs, and the grid stays strong. Powering AI today builds America's next superpower.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And back to the phones we go. But Matt Blaze, boy, do I got a bone to pick with you, because Liz in Florida just posted on Twitter when I asked about how do you keep the T-shirts without wrinkles.
Yeah.
They have a spray for that now on Amazon.
Well, you asked me how I do it.
Right. So now
that's how I do it. So I guess you need the spray.
It says cold iron. So does that mean you spray? I hope that means you don't have to iron, because if you got to iron it, it ain't happening.
Well, yeah. I mean, if there used to be like a starch spray that you would have to iron.
Right.
If there's another kind of way, or you know what you do? You hang the T-shirt in the shower or in the bathroom and taking a shower.
Yeah,
the
I
steam.
Heard that.
You can do that. But just fold it when it's warm. You should be good.
Let's go back to the telephones. Sarah in Brooklyn, line 5. Sarah, what's on your mind?
Yes. A couple of weeks ago, this same Macy's had an incident upstairs there in the furniture department. It was reported on the news. Some lady attacked some people who were looking at the furniture. So when that happened, why didn't they increase the security up there on that floor?
Well, but Sarah, but maybe they have increased security.
A little bit. I'm wondering if these homeless people are not living up there. This is all the way up in the furniture department.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but I'm sorry. They shouldn't be allowed in Macy's. But then that starts the slippery slope of, okay, what happens the first time they stop somebody and say you can't come in and the person's not homeless? That's an instant lawsuit.
You know, when I was a little girl, my mother used to take me to that Macy's all the time. And it was such a high-class Macy's. And outside the ladies' room was a lounge with couches, and people used to you would see that the people sitting there were so high-class, fancy people. Right. I loved going, and I had such nice memories of that place. It's a pity how things have gotten today.
Sarah, does it surprise you that a tourist from California, she's in the bathroom, she's shopping, she's there with her husband, she's in the ladies' room, and she's stabbed several times by a homeless person? Does that surprise you?
It's scary. It's very scary. But you know what? I don't like going to any department stores nowadays. I'm ordering everything online. I'm very uncomfortable going to any of these department stores.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, Sarah, you know, when is it going to happen to one of us?
Out there. Yeah, it's really dangerous out there.
Thank you for the wonderful call, Sarah. Let's go to Jose in the Bronx. Jose, we're short on time. What's your point?
Twisted justice. I've seen.
Thank you. I hope your mommy pats you on the head and tells you just how special you are as she gives you the cookie and says, honey, you're so great. You're so amazing. And you know that your life has amounted to absolutely nothing. So you can call every night. I wish I could use the R word, but we're not supposed to use the word retarded to refer to you. I wish that I could say that. I wish that I could tell you what I really, 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 really think of you. Because you are an absolute loser. Take your medication. There's a reason why the doctor gave it to you. I'm back, folks, 3 p.m. Eastern on this Friday morning. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Payne Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.